Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sonic Heroes on Microsoft Xbox. I'm One Wild Sheep yet again.
So, that Eggman is behind all of this.
Whatever it takes, he's mine. Any objections?
Negative.
Is this the energy plant?
That red liquid is being traded at high prices.
Eggman must have plans to control the energy.
So there we are, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Grand Metropolis Zone. And this time, ladies and gentlemen, we got Shadow again, as you can easily tell from the previous part. We're still playing this Team Dark. Now, one thing I want to bring up is the fact that Shadow the Hedgehog himself, a couple of people who are going off this game from the storyline of Sonic Adventure 2 might be really confused about why is Shadow still here. Well, simply put, Shadow, he survived the fall from Space Colony Ark. How? I have no bloody clue. It's like he fell from space. I have no idea how the hell he survived it. Maybe he truly is the ultimate life form. But basically, back in the day, when Shadow the Hedgehog was like stupid popular. He was pretty much one of, if not the most popular Sonic the Hedgehog character right after Sonic Adventure 2. And basically, as a result, they brought him back in Sonic Heroes. People loved him in Sonic Heroes as well. And honestly, I like Shadow. I don't mind him as a character. I really think he's one of my more liked Sonic characters. And his persona in Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes specifically, I like. I like Shadow in these two games specifically because of, well, I don't know. I don't think that he's trying too hard to be edgy. He's basically a slightly darker Sonic, yeah, but he's not trying to be ultra edgy and ultra damn. You know, ladies and gentlemen, he's a fairly well done character. So up until Shadow the Hedgehog, I actually agree that Shadow himself is one of my favorite Sonic characters, and even in the likes of Sonic 06, I think Shadow himself is a pretty damn good one. But I don't know. I think at points the game Shadow the Hedgehog sort of ruined my enthusiasm for the character, which is a shame because, you know, I used to like him back in the day. But it's around this point in the series where Sega really tried to start milking Shadow and his popularity a little bit. Like in Sonic X, when Shadow was introduced in that show, they turned him into some sort of omniscient god for some god knows why reason, if I recall correctly. Like, he was stupidly overpowered, I think. Actually, I could be wrong. It's been like good years since I watched Sonic X last, but I recall him being a ridiculously over-the-top character in terms of strength and whatnot. And yeah, Shadow is just basically a ridiculously popular character back in the day, you know, ladies and gentlemen. And I don't know if its popularity has waned throughout the years, or if he still has his fans or not, but I know his fan base is a little bit quieter than they used to be. Probably because they don't want another Shadow the Hedgehog to happen, but again, that's me getting ahead of myself. That's a game I am going to be tackling much further into the future, you know, ladies and gentlemen. But, yeah. But one thing I'll be honest is, they brought back Shadow, but I think that actually kind of was a bad idea on Sega's part. And don't get me wrong, because I know the Shadow fanboys are probably going to go attacking me like, you just don't understand the complexities of this character arc. No, and they would make the snot nose noise as well. I honestly think that Shadow shouldn't have been brought back in the series. Why is that? Well, Shadow the Hedgehog is one thing. You know, I actually enjoy that game more than most people, but again, I'll talk about that in the future. But it's primarily because it makes Sonic Adventure 2's Sonic Adventure 2's ending, a lot more, I don't know, it makes it feel like it's just, I don't know, it just sort of ruins the feelings of the Sonic Adventure 2 ending, right? Because Shadow was meant to die at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, and all the characters had this sort of, moment discussing Shadow and talking to each other and whatnot. So, and I don't know, I love that scene in Sonic Adventure 2, and it's such a shame that this game brought him back and completely undermines the entire thing. Which, I don't know, it's a bit of it's a bit annoying, you know, ladies and gentlemen. It just bugs me a slight bit. Apart from that, I don't mind Shadow returning. It's just it does undermine the Sonic Adventure 2 ending it's had, you know, folks. And honestly, throughout the course of the series at this point, there's going to be a little bit of a subplot going on for the next couple of games in the series where Shadow's going to be, well, basically trying to find out whether or not he's actually an android, whether or not he's actually a robot, as opposed to the real Shadow the Hedgehog. And I'm going to spoil it for you right now. Shadow's actually a real hedgehog. He's the original Shadow the Hedgehog. Now, why did they bother even trying to go with the whole android subplot dealio with Shadow? Well, honestly, because I thought they were trying to figure out a good way to bring him back that didn't sound too stupid, but I think halfway through they got cold feet and they decided, you know what, actually no, let's screw that entire interesting, potentially good backstory for the new Shadow being a robot, because I don't know, I think it's a missed potential, because honestly I think they should have made this new version of Shadow, the new Shadow we know and love today, as an android, because then, you know, it probably could have added a lot more to him, it could have added a lot more to his character, you know, folks, but nah, they took the easy way out. They went with the whole, he was just healed by Eggman. This is the real Shadow. Which is kind of annoying, because later down the line we do see quite a lot of hints throughout the series that suggest that he's a robot, but... And those hints are basically red herrings at this point, because Sega changed their mind about the whole thing, if I believe. I don't know if Sega actually did change their mind, or if they always intended Shadow to be the real Hedgehog and just have the robots as a red herring, but I don't know, it just comes across like they changed their minds about Shadow being an android at the last minute, because all the signs in the game point to him being one, you know, folks. I ran in between the ramps. Oh my god. Why would you put ramps together like that? Why would you put deliberate holes in between the ramps just to catch someone off guard? That's just mean level design. Like, that's just cruel. I was going so fast, I thought, oh, I can hit this ramp now, I can hit this ramp. But no, there was a tiny little gap in between the ramps, and I just ran straight through it. Thank you, Sega. Thank you.
Mission completed.
Good God, man. Good God.
I couldn't even beat Gamma or Beta.
Well, to be fair, Gamma is Game of the Year material. Well, not Game of the Year. He's Android of the Year material. I mean, come on, Gamma's off the hook, yo. In fact, I'm still depressed they killed him off in Sonic Adventure 1. Bring back Gamma! Hashtag bring back Gamma, god damn it. Ugh. Although I do kind of like Omega. He is basically a more advanced Gamma, you know, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, you got no complaints from me. You got no complaints from me. But one thing I will praise the Team Dark storyline for is they have added a lot more multiple pathways to take care of. You know, folks, there are a lot more different routes you can take if you know how to get to them. Which I do appreciate. I do really appreciate that. It does make things a little bit more replayable and a lot less, shall we say, samey? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the word samey because that's basically the perfect word for it. I don't know, it just makes things seem a little bit better, what can I tell ya? Although this area back here with these robots are a little bit of a pain in the ass because we have to use Rouge to effectively take down one or two of these robots in order to damage them so we can get higher and higher up, right? The problem is, Rouge at level 1 inflicts damn near no damage to these robots, which just makes things tedious and really annoying to kill them. I really wish that Rouge could inflict more damage at a lower level. Yeah. Like, the flying characters are really weird in that when they're at level 1, when they're at level 0, they are stupidly underpowered. The moment they hit level 2, on the other hand, they become overpowered. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand. I'm really glad Sega haven't tried to make a full-fledged like multiplayer shooter with this sort of team mechanic in mind, because it would be the most broken thing ever. Everyone would be playing as flying characters. I don't know. I don't know why I brought up that specific type of game in general, but you know, the balancing needed a bit of work. That's basically what I'm getting at here, folks. I mean, Rouge immediately went from being stupidly weak and unusable to a god. And it just boggles the mind. You know, ladies and gentlemen, it always catches me off guard. But, I digress. Anyway, as well, Shadow in this point in the series also has gotten a little bit of a dose of amnesia. He has gotten his memories a bit gone, basically. His memories are no longer around. Which really confuses me, just because Shadow himself just basically says things that reference things from previous entries in the series. For example, he turns around and goes, "Behold the ultimate power!" And I'm just sitting here like, wait, how do you know you have the ultimate power if you don't remember who you are? It's, you know, some instances like that. Maybe it's muscle memory kicking in, I don't know. I don't actually know how amnesia works, so I could be coming across as a bit arrogant and ignorant here, but, I don't know, it just strikes me as odd as how Shadow knows he's the ultimate life form, and knows all that stuff, and, he basically can't remember anything else. He can basically remember Jack. Unless he's just punking everyone, trying to fool everyone to thinking he doesn't remember anything so he can have a new life, which is going very well for you so far, Shadow, because you're chasing Eggman is the first thing you do. It's like, what? I digress. Of course, if you might be wondering, why did Eggman have Shadow in the healing tube and whatnot in the first place in, well, back in the previous part? Well, that does get answered a little bit later down the line. It gets hinted at pretty much right in this game, right during the course of the playthrough, but, yeah, the reason Shadow is in the tube properly, I think gets properly explained in Shadow the Hedgehog, and basically, I'm gonna spoil it right now because it's not a very big plot revelation, honestly, in my opinion. But basically, Dr. Eggman is using Shadow in order to basically create his own android army. He was basically trying to clone Shadow to make his own shadows, you know, folks. And well, it didn't work out very well. I mean, maybe it's obvious it didn't work out very well because in the later games in the series after Shadow the Hedgehog, Shadow androids are no longer a thing, because that's what they called, by the way, Shadow androids. He didn't actually clone Shadow, he just sort of took his body type and made a robot out of him, which is probably why they're not as effective as the actual Shadow, but I digress indeedy. Oh. But yeah, this is an instance of the Team Dark playthrough being slightly more difficult than the Team Sonic one, where those fireballs, while they were in the Team Sonic playthrough, you know, they're a little bit more treacherous. There's more of them to deal with in comparison, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Also, by the way, get used to seeing this Team Blast animation, because using Shadow's Team Blast is probably one of the best ways to get through loads of rooms in this game. Just because otherwise you'll be fighting enemies for about an extra 30 seconds each time. And those 20 to 30 second rooms will, well, eventually they'll add up in the timer, you know, ladies and gentlemen. Which is kind of annoying. In fact, again, I just don't like the fact there's kill rooms. I don't like the fact we need to kill all of the certain type of enemy in order to progress. Why can't we just run fast? This is a Sonic game, not bloody Devil May Cry. Devil May Sonic. Though, truth be told, now that I say that, I actually wouldn't mind a Devil May Sonic. That would be quite an interesting game. Sonic the Demon Slayer. Oh God. It's like now I want someone to mod Sonic into Doom or something, so... Well, I guess technically that's what Sonic Robo Blast is, but you know what I mean. Sonic running around hell, shooting demons with a gun, all the while spouting things like, "You're too slow! Gotta go fast!" Uh-oh! The Hellgators! Gotta speed up! But I digress indeedio. But this is a bit of the more alternate paths you can take that I mentioned earlier on, you know, folks. If you're good enough at maneuvering the light speed dash, you can skip that entire elevator sequence and get up to the top of it a lot quicker, you know. And I honestly appreciate that. I honestly appreciate they added tiny little quirks to the level design like that in Team Dark to make things a little bit less tedious to run through. They completely failed in that in regards to the level design length, but, you know, apart from that, you know, they did try to make things not as tedious to get through areas you've already been in, which I kind of appreciate. I'm still saying I would have preferred completely new level designs, ladies and gentlemen, but, No, if I can't get those completely new level designs, well, like, I can't really help it now, can I? Anyway, this sequence by here, I sort of ignored it entirely in the Team Sonic playthrough. I do apologize for that. It's basically a, well, it's basically a gotta go fast sequence. You have the lava rising up from the floor, and this lava here will eventually catch up to you and destroy the platforms you are standing on, which means you gotta go fast. You need to run all the way up to the top of the screen as quick as you can. It's actually a lot easier than it looks even. It's a lot easier than it looks. But you do still need to keep an eye out, and the platforms are usually flash red whenever they're about to fall, so you usually have much, you know, you have like a good load of time before you realize, oh, I'm gonna die. So there's plenty of warning in this game, folks. There's plenty of things to prevent you from death. But I digress. Time for another gold ring. And you might be wondering right now, because the stages have ended at the exact same points as Team Sonic right here. It doesn't stay like that through the rest of the playthrough, ladies and gentlemen. Trust me, the stages do really start ranking up in the level length. Especially when you make mistakes. Oh god.
Man, who are those creeps over there?
What's up, SBO?
And you are...
Just what do you think you're doing here?
Who's this broad?
our client's adversary, perhaps.
You mean the bad guys?
You guys don't fool me. I know what you're after. Better stay out of my way.
All right, then let's do it!
Wait, what? Wait a sec. Why are we fighting these guys again? Like, there is literally no reason to fight these three. They're just sort of here. We saw them. We don't like the cut of their jibs, so we're gonna punch them in the face? That's just mean. I digress, they're dead anyway. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this part yet again. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And I will catch you all next time in Sonic Heroes as we continue onwards with Pinball Highway. Oh, joy. So yeah, thanks for watching, people. Catch you all then. Hope you all enjoyed. See you after. Don't be sheepish. Bye!